ब्रह्मार्पणं ब्रह्म हविः ब्रह्माग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतं ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यं ब्रह्म कर्म समाधिना. Go behind this. गदा संगस्य मुक्तस्य ज्ञानावस्थितचेतसः यज्ञाचरतः कर्म समग्रं प्रविलीयते. So why I said go behind, because that is what defines it. It's like first stair and the second you reach. So it is saying if your karma has become a yagga purit, that has come in the acharan, that karma has become yagga. So then this comes brahma arpanam brahma havi, that what you are offering to the brahma arpanam brahma havi, what is the thing which you are offering, that also brahma agnav, and the fire in which you are putting. This is describing yagna, a practical yagna, how it happens. You see what all things are there in yagna. There is somebody who is offering something to the fire, which is called samidha, havi, different names. So then there is fire, and there is a way to do it. So then there is some object where it has to go, and it has to reach to that object. So this is complete process of yagna. So it says Brahma Arpanam, the way of offering is also Brahma. Brahma Havi, and what is being offered, that's also Brahma. Brahma Agnav, and in which it is being offered, that is also Brahma. That fire is also Brahma. And Brahmana Hutam, and what is being offered, being Brahma, to whom it is also Brahma only. Offering to whom it is being made, that is also Brahma. Brahmaiva tena gantavyam, and the way it should reach to the Brahma, that way it is reaching to the Brahma. Brahma karma samadhina, then what is the karma that is into the samadhi, that is that way to attain to the samadhi. Brahma karma, if you are doing Brahma karma, then you are into meditation. So first he defines if your behavior, so acharan means that behavior has become yagna, then you have turned into Brahma, and then you are homaging yourself only to yourself. You are putting yourself, you are offering yourself, but that your thing is good, because that has become what it is. See, all these where one single word is defined in all processes. There is another sloka I remember that comes Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Same thing. Different words there, they have used the word Purna, and here they have used the word Brahma. Brahma means again complete. So when we say this means this, that means we are trying to describe something. Otherwise, if this means that, then why two words? So it is way. Otherwise, if we are not making a discourse, then thing is simple. There they are calling it Purna, here they are calling it Brahma. So there in that sloka it says Brahma, and that Purnamada, Purnamidam. That is also complete, this is also complete. And from complete, the complete has come, so complete has stayed there, and this is also complete, and that is also complete. Here also they are saying the way of offering, that when you are in the karma mode, because we as living beings cannot stay without doing karma. That is our nature. It is impossible. So this is not a belief. This you see in your whole life. That is why knowledge, difference between belief and knowledge is this. Belief is something which somebody said and you said, okay, it must be true. You have no experience of it. That is called belief. That may be true. and that may not be true. If somebody says if you go 1 kilometer, you walk, you will reach to certain place, and you are not going, you said it must be there. Maybe somebody who is telling you is correct, you walk and you find out it is there. So that is no more belief now, that is truth. But if you are not walking and you walk, you don't find, either ways it is possible, and then it was just a belief. So here this is the difference. He says if you are doing this, if that is your behavior, acharan has become yagna, then that yagna, because the corollary you remember how it was. From karma, yagna. So he says if your karma itself has become yagna, then that is the next stage is Brahma. So he says the other way around, it is coming from where Brahma is coming, that is being told that it is coming from Akshar. Brahma Akshar Samudbhava. No, earlier we did this. But this is the way, from this side to that side. That if we move to Yagna and then we become Brahma, then this is the process. So this slope, they always they represent a cycle. They are complete in themselves. This is how, if you become, so that in the saints, in their simple language, they say, people like Kabir, जो कुछ था सोई भया अब कुछ कहा न जाए, पानी ही ते हिम भया हिम है गया बिलाए, जो कुछ था सोई भया अब कुछ कहा न जाए. That is said, from water it became ice, something is example, just to make a thing understand in simple language. And if that ice again melts into water, so then what will you say? What is that become? Like that allegorically he is telling that is like happening you have come into being and you will again go into that. So what were you and what have you become? How will you say? So while being in body, if you realize this, then you become like this, that's what he says. See, this is visible to all of us. There is no logic is required, nothing is required, no understanding. Everybody dies, either they are buried or they are burned bodies. That's how it is. So he is not referring to that. Because that is, why should somebody tell something which is so obvious? He is telling that while you have a body, in that time if you realize who you really are, then what will you say, who have you become? That is the meaning. So he says this is when this happens like then Brahma Arpanam. That is how it is, Brahma is being offered to itself. Brahma Havi, that what you are offering, that is also Brahma. So everything is that only, the only one. But where is the trick? Where is the problem? Can we stay in that consciousness? That is the problem. That part is the part where that needs to be told again and again and again. So we come away from that consciousness. We do not stay in that. If always everybody is staying in that consciousness of divinity, that all this is one. Now then there will be no problem. Because all this one saying not mentally, because we have already told that the beginning is there, Sanatan to Ahimsa, to Shatya, to Dharma, to Prem. If you on the down scales your consciousness is very low and you say all is one, it will not work. Because your behavior will reflect. The moment somebody comes to say something, you become 2 or 3 or 10. And what all comes from inside you, you only know. So that means it is not a mental concoction. It's reality. That if you have reached to that state of realization, then this is how it is a Brahma Karma Samadhina. Then you are always in the meditation.
Daivam eva pare yagnam yoginah paryupasate brahmagnava pare yagnam yajnenaivopajuhvati.
See, it has two meanings. some it is referred, which is not that no, there are others. One simple meaning which is told is this, that there are other yagnas also. This is now only yagna. The deva apare yagyam yogna parisvasta. That others yogis are doing different other yagnas also. Brahma agna pare yagyam yagyo juhyati. So with this Brahma Agni, they are doing different kinds of yagna also. And yag wo pap juhyati, wo ap juhyati, yagne wo pap juhyati, means those who are doing is that they are doing for their own atma only, within itself, giving itself to itself. That is how it is. But another meaning of it is deva mava pare yagyam, that once you have reached to this samadhi state, in that then deva means, as I said, this slok will come later, that the Daivat Panchamam, that comes a slok, that they say the four things are there, and the fifth element is Dev. So in that sense, it is that once you have reached to that samadhi state, then that is yag start happening. So you are no more attached to this world in your consciousness despite being here. Yagyam yoginah paripastate. Once you have reached to that stage, then that Dev Yagna start happening. So you are not related in any way with this world. Because so long as you are related with this world in any sense, you will be carried away by what is happening in the world. So that is the real meaning. Brahmagna va apare. That after Brahma. So that is why from Brahma to Akshar. If you reach to that stage, then this is not troubling you anymore. Because you are not connected to this despite being here. Then you are ready for that.
This Brahmarpanam Shlokam, can I understand it as doing everything in that divine remembrance where you don't exist, then he alone exists. That is.
Yes, remembrance is a way to connect, but that is a stage of a realization. So then when it comes, there is no doubt in it that it is there or not. But this is the way to reach to that.
श्रोतादीनिन्द्रियाण्यन्ये संयमाग्नेषु जुह्वति शब्दादीन् विषयानन्य इन्द्रियाग्नेषु जुह्वति.
So what happens if you take the other corollary that I am telling, that once you have reached to that stage, what is happening here? Srotadi indriyanyanye. That wall, or what srot means here to listen. And srot means source also. So he says ki if you are from your senses, you are hearing something else. Adi Indriyani, from the where from all your senses begin, what is happening before that. Now you are into that because you are not connected to the world. As I said in the earlier sloka, if you take that meaning, Daiva Pare, Daiva Meva Pare Yagyam, if we are taking that into consideration, then your senses, with those senses, you are unperturbed. So what will happen? Srota dini indriyanya. So from the sources of srotra of your senses, you are dwelling into that consciousness. Or if you take the other meaning, that means you are not listening what is happening. You are so immersed in yourself that you are not listening. Doesn't mean that you are not listening. You are listening only the real thing. Suppose, for example, somebody is telling you to do this, but something else is going inside you. Because if that is real thing going on, then you will address what is needed. So other person to whom you are serving, he will not be perturbed, he will rather be happy. Outwardly it will appear that something else is happening on appearance, but inside it is addressed because you are dwelling in that reality. Like it comes into that's where the examples become important. It happens in the case of Ram and Bali. हृदय प्रीत मुख बचन कठोरा, बोला चितय राम की ओरा. अंदर तो प्रेम है, love is there, हृदय प्रीत मुख बचन कठोरा, but he is speaking very harsh word because he is about to pass away and he is dwelling in that reality almost. So he is just there, so he is very harshly he is speaking. मैं बैरी सुग्रीव प्यारा कारण कवरनाथ में मारा. Am I enemy of yours? And he, my brother, is your dear one. Why did you kill me like that? So this kind of, when you go deeper, so he is knowing the Ram that he is only speaking harsh. Inside he is now ready that he should be imparted knowledge. So he tells him that this is how it has to be done. That is according to your karma, so it has to be delivered. Now because I have given you knowledge, so you have become pure. If you want to live, it's your wish. I can give you life here and now. Then he said, no, this is an opportunity for me to depart and leave this. Why I should, when I have such an opportunity? So he utilizes that opportunity. So this is how it is deep. People take very superficial meaning which is coming there from customary this thing that they do not get it, what it's really. So this is very deep, this is called Rahasya Jnana. Gita knowledge, it is very mysterious knowledge. So it has so much depth that every time you go deeper you find, oh, this is not mental concoction, that is called realization, means reality, this is how it is. अन्य क्या करते, शब्दादीन विषया अनन्य इंद्रियाविष जुह्यति. And others, what are they doing? They are hearing what is being told. Accordingly they are going and they are satiating their senses as per righteousness. So that is also a way. They are listening and doing. That is also a way. So he is telling that the different kinds of people. So upper meaning you will take, then different. If you take lower meaning, so we take according to where our station is. If we are into that, we will take that. If we are into this, we will take this.
सर्वाणीन्द्रिय कर्माणि प्राण कर्माणि चापरे आत्मसंयम्य योगाग्नौ जुह्वति ज्ञानदीपिते.
So how the other yogis are dealing with it? Sarvani indriyani karmani. All the what senses they have. They and prana. Then all what is happening inside us. Prana, they are not referring only to the breathing coming in and out. We have seats. We have this physical seat, then we have pranamaya kosh, then we have vijnanamaya kosh, like that manomaya kosh, vijnanamaya kosh. That is how it is goes. These are seats. So when you become too subtle, then he says only outside whatever is happening, but that person is not coming out from its pranamaya kosh. So all other things which are working outside, they automatically get adjusted to that. See, it is like that, from something which is a nucleus. If you address the problem from where it is coming, if you have come to know its mechanism, then outside things will adjust accordingly to itself. If subtlety is clear, then gross will automatically adjust to it. That is what the meaning is. Got it? So he says, Atma Sanyam Yogagno. Such people become, because of the abstemiousness, they have become yogi. Because they have mastered the subtle. So gross automatically follows it. You may have seen in certain seers and saints cases, sometimes they are suffering bodily very much, but they are never complaining. So, like we say, no, two examples always comes to my mind. That is, okay. So, Raman Maharshi and Ramakrishna Paramahansa both had some problem, but they never complained. They say, I do not come to know even that I have this problem. What does it mean? That they had mastered their subtle so much that what is happening to the flesh, they are not getting disturbed by it. So this is the Atma Sanyam Yogagnav. By being abstemious, they have become Yogagni. Yogagni. Agni means the fire of the yoga. Johyati Jnanadipte. By the knowledge, they are Johyati means to offer. Whatever is offered, that is called Johyati. So he said it is given. So by that state of realization where subtle has been mastered, so gross doesn't matter to them. To outside people it might be appearing like that, but to them inside it is not matter. That's how. Jnanadipte, that is illuminance of knowledge. That is eloquence of knowledge, whatever you want is the fire of knowledge, enlightened by knowledge. That is the reality. That this anyway doesn't exist. What exists, am I focused there? Because this will anyway fall apart. But if that is disturbed, then again that bandhan, and then again I will go according to the karmic cycle. So this is very deep. That how it is. In the other one sense you take, it appears that he is coming down. Another sense you take, he is going up. Because the moment he is saying something, he is into that state. When he is saying Brahma Karma Samadhina, at that time Krishna is in that state. So from there he will speak something of higher, not of something lower. But once you speak higher, lower is not lost. It will fit clearly into the lower. Otherwise it will not make sense what I am saying. Then you master the subtle and the gross automatically takes into its shape correctly. So if he is going in some higher knowledge, how can it happen that no, it is not fitting into the lower levels of consciousness? So it has to fit everywhere. But according to their state of realization, people speak and describe it differently. That is how it is.
Dravya yajnastapo yajna yoga yajnastatha pare swadhyaya jnana yajnascha yatayah samshita vrataha.
So he says Dravya Yajna, now is describing Dravya Yajna, means those material yajna, like we do this ghee and all whatever we are putting into yajna. So that is called a Dravya Yajna. Then he said there is one. This is material yajna. Because matter is there. Stapo yajna. Next is tap yajna. Tap means So that he said it is better because this is material. Why? Because if you have dravya, then you offer that. Now you have given all the dravya, then what will you do? Then only tapa is left. So he said tapo yajna is better than that. Yog yagyas tatha pare, and then more than tap there is yogi yagya. So that is been told because in yoga you are offering same thing yourself. So what can be better than that? Yog yagyas tatha pare. So this is the order: Dravya yagya, tap yagya and yogi yagya. Swadhyaya jnana yagyascha itata sansit vrataha. तो ये संशति व्रता क्या है? स्वाध्याय ज्ञान यज्ञाश्च. Then others are doing swadhyaya. then others are doing Gyan Yajna. So what is the difference between all these? Yatya Sanskrit, those who are established into knowledge, Yati. Sanskrit Vrita, then they are doing other kinds of, those who are nestled into the Vrita. So some kind of Vrata they have taken, Sankalp, that I will do like this. So this is, he is telling different kinds of people are there, different yagnas are there. So all are yagnas, but they have according to one's consciousness, one is indulging into those yagnas. That's what it means. Yes.
अपाने जुह्वति प्राणं प्राणे पानं तथा परे प्राणापानगतिरुद्ध्वा प्राणायामपरायणाः अपरे नियताराः प्राणान् प्राणेषु जुह्वति सर्वेप्येते यज्ञविदो यज्ञक्षापितकल्मषाः.
It says, apane juhyati pranam, prano apane vapare. So there are, how it is happening, that in two kinds of movements are there. Just roughly describing it, because there are 10 pranas, really speaking. This is called apan, saman, udan, byan, pran, and then there are Devdat, Krikal, Dhananjay, Kurma. These are the pranas different. So 5 are subtle and 5 are dormant we call, and 5 are this dominant. So he says, just describing that so that you get the sense of it, that one top, one down. Apana means the air which we are taking in. Generally people consider apan means which is going out. Apan is which you are taking. This is going. And pran is which is going. So he says that it is some yogis when they are, so this is telling certain ways. Apane juhyati pranam. Some are giving that home, again, that providing into this is a home karta hai, the way we give. He said that way they are offering it. Apan to pran. So with what it is being offered? Otherwise process is going on. So sankalpa, knowledge, through that, through their realization, through their consciousness, it is being offered. Because they are nestled into subtle. Whether you are meditating with how you are doing it, the process. Pran apani tatha, others are doing the other way around. That is also possible. Pran apan gati ruddhva pranayam parayana. So certain others they have stopped there after some time. So these are the yogic stages. As we say in Ashtanga Yoga, what happens? It's yam, niyam, asan, pranayam. Pranayam. That is the stage here. Pranayam, which has come. So he is describing that what they are doing. Pranayam, parayana. So if that is stopped, some yogis, those who are doing in cave and sitting, they do it like this. That this make it an automatic process. Only it is coming and going, and they are not disturbed by it. Pranayam, parayana. So they have put themselves into those dimensions of pranayam. That pranamaya course alone is functioning through them, but they are not concerned with it. So minimum wastage of energy or anything is not required for that. That is why they can do it for long time. So he says, those who can't do that, apare niyatahara. Others are, niyat means whatever is needed, needful, ahara. That much food they are taking. Pranam praneshu juhyati. That they are eating like normal people. Pranam praneshu juhyati means like we, you and I are taking breath normally. Means they are living into a current vocabulary a normal life. So he is not saying anything, something is lower or something is higher. He is saying these are different ways. because yag has to be understood what it is. That is your karma, what you do. And karma, he says, if it has become Brahma, next stage you move, otherwise you come down. So this is the description. So here nothing is that you need to believe. You experiment and find out whether it is like this or not. That is why it is called practical knowledge or realization. He says, Sarve pete yag vido yag chapit kalmasha. All these yagnas, sabka, now is the description. What happens with this? If you do yag chapit kalmasha. Kalmash means sins, any kind of pap. How you define sin? Something which you should not do, you have done. That is called pap. So he says all these purify that. All these yagnas purify your karma, which you have done, that karma which you should not do, that is called sin. Because I do not much like this word sin. So I say, try to say in terms of karma. Because it is like branding somebody. You say papi, it's not necessary. We say some karma se ho gaya, that it can be undone by doing something else. So, sarve pete yag vido yag chapit kalmasha. These all kinds of yagnas are freeing you from what is some kind of impurity has corrupted. That is we call pap.
यज्ञशिष्टामृता भुजः यान्ति ब्रह्म सनातनम् नायं लोकोऽस्त्ययज्ञस्य कुतोऽन्यः कुरु सत्तमा.
Here he is given its conclusion in a way that if you do the yajna this way, yajnastisto amrito bhuja. So if this kind of yajna, if your yajna has become Brahma yajna, so what will be produced? Amrito bhujo. From that will be produced immortality. You will become immortal. Yanti Brahma Sanatanam. And that is how from to Brahma to Sanatana you come. So first he is telling that this is the way. Whole trail you know that from rain comes food, from food comes jiva, from yagna comes rain, and from karma comes your yagna, and from Brahma comes karma. So everything. So if your karma has become Brahma, then your life will become yagna, then you will become Brahma, and then because you will become immortal, you will become Brahma, and Brahma goes to the Sanatana. So both process, how you come down and how can you go back. And that is what Brahma Sanatanam na ayam loko asti agyasya kuto ayam kurushattam. To anyah kurushattam. He says other than yajna there is no other way to reach there. Neither in this loka. He says ऐसा नहीं है कि I am telling you, leading you to a garden path. It is not. Even here you can see in this loka also, without doing yajna doesn't work. Without karma does anything work here? It's the same there. What is here is there. Only difference is that of here and there. This is gross, that is subtle. But it is same thing. So that is why it is credible knowledge, because it is here and now. It is telling you nothing to believe. It is saying just experiment and see. It is that, just open your eyes and see what it is. Then only you can trust it. So he says other than yajna there is no place which can give you happiness. Yes.
एवं बहुविधा यज्ञा विदता ब्रह्मणो मुखे कर्मजान् विधितान् सर्वान् एवं ज्ञात्वा विमोक्ष्यसे.
एवं बहुविधा यज्ञा विदिता ब्रह्मणो मुखे. He says this kind of which he have earlier described, so many yagnas are there, Gyan yagna, Tapi yagna, Swadhyaya yagna, all these yagnas are there. That has been told. Brahmano Mukha means, Brahman here means Veda. So he says, Brahmano Mukho, Veda, what the mouth they have, that means it is there in the Veda. These are kind of yagnas. He says you know that these all are driven by karma. So by knowing this, tan sarven ev gyatva vimokshise. By knowing these, that this is it, you will get to the moksha. That this is the way karma operates, that is how your karma becomes yajna, that is how your yajna becomes brahma, and that is how you get liberated.
श्रेयान् द्रव्यमयाद् यज्ञाज् ज्ञानयज्ञाः परन्तप सर्वं कर्माखिलं पार्थ ज्ञाने परिसमाप्यते.
Yeah, yes, after telling that he says lekin, but there is one thing, that if you do Gyan Yajna, because every yajna is dissolving into knowledge. All these, what is the purpose of everything? All yajnas, I have told that they are no less than one another, but they all dissolve into Gyan Yajna. So if Gyan is attained, because anything is happening, if you see minutely, anything which we are doing, whatever knowledge we have accordingly, oh, this is beneficial for people, so we indulge into service. Isn't it? Anything you are doing, it is the knowledge which is driving behind it. Your karma is driven by your knowledge, isn't it? See, tomorrow you know something better, you do something better. Today what we know, we do. So, what is being told is that whatever be the level, but it is always driven by knowledge, karma. So he says, Sarvam karma khilam partham jnane parisamapte. All the karmas, they end into the knowledge. Yeah. So that way is establishing the supremacy of the knowledge. Yes.
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपादेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः.
So is there any confusion here? When I am saying Gyan is the ultimate thing, is it clear? Because I see something in your head. So yes, Jnani ko bhi, the Jnani also has to become the Bhakti. That will come into the later chapters. That is there. That is true. So even higher than the knowledge is considered Bhakti, because to the Bhakta knowledge also comes. But to the knowledgeable, Bhakti need not come. That is there. So abhi we have not reached it. He is just trying to tell where he is now. That among all these things, because he is not ready yet to listen those things. So he is just telling that, look, what all you are doing, that all is driven by knowledge. So that makes the knowledge superior. And that is visible in the world also. Any better profession driven by better knowledge, isn't it? See, rudimentary things we do from our hands, we do digging and all, and make houses and such thing, and then we little get more education, then we start doing more skilled work, we call semi-skilled, and then so it is driven by knowledge in every sense. Higher is the knowledge. Everything is driven by knowledge. So in that sense, in every way, because when we are saying such things, that has to, what fits into the higher, somewhere it must fit in the lower. Otherwise it will not make any sense. So he says, means if knowledge is supreme, there in the spiritual realm, it should be supreme in the material realm also. That is the case. So he said, Tad vidhi pranipaten pariprashnen sevya. When the knowledge is supreme, so you should know the knowledge. And what is the way to the knowledge? Tad vidhi pranipaten. Pranipaten means go and surrender. Pat is to fall. Pran means to with meekness. Pranipate. That's it. Pariprashne. Pariprashne means give your questions, queries. Par means that, other. So about the divinity, the reality. Pariprashne Sevya. Not apar, if you do, it is not about the spiritual things. So Pariprashne Sevya, because here you are for the knowledge of the higher. So that is being called as seva, service. Pariprashne Sevya. Because you are going to someone and you with meekly you are asking your question. That's it. Upadeshyanti te jnanam jnanis tattvadarshina. So they will give you upadesh. That is, we call upadesh means to tell the knowledge what it is. Te jnanam, they will give you knowledge. Jnani tattvadarshina, because they are tattva. What is the difference between jnani and the tattvadarshi? Jnana has stages. Tattvadarshina means they have realized the knowledge. Knowledge is there, but realization of the knowledge is not there. Tattvadarshina means the one who has realized the knowledge, that it is real. So, again same thing, that you have experimented it with and you have found it to be true. So that is why they are called Tattvadarshina. Tattva Gyan is considered better than Jnana in that sense, because that is realized knowledge. So he says they are realized ones. Darshina, darshan kiya hai tattva ka. They have seen it as it is. So they will tell you. That is how he is saying.
यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् एवं यस्यास्यसि पाण्डव येन भूतान्यशेषानि द्राक्षस्यात्मन्यथो मयि.
So he says, what will be the fruit of that knowledge? Yes, gyatva na punarmoham evam yasyasi pandava. You will not get mired into the ignorance again. Moh nevash. So what we say, shok, moh, sandeh, bhram. All these four things has to go from us. That is, if we go to the Guru we call the person. By going to him, all these four things we can remove from ourselves. Whenever we find gripped by shok, moh, sandeh, bhram, because these are not real. And if we are gripped by those things, that means we have fallen into unreality. So he is saying, yaj gyatva na punarmoham. Ek single, because it is a slok. All four then will become literature. So out of four he has to take in one. Punarmoham. That you will not get eluded again. You will not get eluded again. So that is the fruit of the knowledge. That you will not get eluded again. If you have knowledge, then you will not get eluded. Yen bhutanya sesya, this line is important. Second one. Yen bhutanya sesya. By knowing all this, asesya means nothing will be left to be known. You will see all this creation is within you. And then once you see this, then you see you are in me. Till then you can't see. Until you have seen this whole into you, then only you will be capable of seeing that then where am I? So that is what he is saying. That Shashyatmanyatho Mai. First you will see this is all in you, then you will see that you are in me. So this is fruit of the knowledge, realization. Yes. Next.
अभिचेदसि पापेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तमः सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव वृज्जिनं सन्तरिष्यसि.
So now comes doubt to people whether such a big thing can happen to me. That I will see someday this whole creation in me. Then he is aware of that. So he says, not only you have done so many good karmas. Apichedasi papebhyam sarvebhyam papkritam. If you are the ultimate sinner in this world, means sinner among the sinners, you are the best among the sinners in that sense, or worse, whatever we want to say. Sarve jnana palayanevo brajnam tarashyati. With this knowledge, even that can be washed, and you will come clean. So he's saying not only for the virtuous person like Arjun, even if somebody is considering oneself then I am the ultimate bad, that also is possible to get through this knowledge. Yes.
यथैदांसि समिद्धोऽग्निर्भस्मसात् कुरुतेऽर्जुन ज्ञानाग्निः सर्वकर्माणि भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा.
So he is saying like then when you put some fuel to the fire, it is burned. Same way this knowledge is fire. So all whatever is not real will get burned into it. It will be burned by the fire of the knowledge. So you will, when something is burned, you come clean. Because really you are clean. Isn't it? There is nothing truth about you more than you yourself. Everything around you is truer in comparison to the truth you are. You say this thing is true around me, how do you know? Until you are the truth, you will not know what is truth. So anything around you is comparatively truer than you. More truth you become, more you see what is really truth. So he's saying because of being the truth, you are already pure. Something ignorance has fallen upon you. So that through the knowledge that can be removed. And what is those things we have categorized in Sahaj Smriti Yoga, we have given them names. That Shok, Moh, Sandeha, Brahm. These are the four things. So if they are removed, then you are again, so they can be burned with the knowledge, all these. Why? That's why we go for satsang. That all what is not real should go from me and real me should come out. And then real you are very free. By nature you are free and liberated. He said this can be done. So Jnana Agni Sarva Karmani Bhasmat Kurute Tatha. Like the fire burns the wood, same way knowledge burns all kinds of ignorance. Yes.
नहि ज्ञानेन सदृशं पवित्रं इह विद्यते तत्स्वयं योगसंसिद्धः कालेनात्मनि विन्दति.
He says there is nothing better than the knowledge. Nahi gyan. Here he is praising the knowledge. That there is nothing I see is there which purifies like knowledge. Pavitram iha vidyate. Nothing else I see which is so good that it purifies. This is knowledge which purifies everything. And he said it is not tat swayam yoga sansiddham. He says from earlier times it has been purifying people. So that he gets that courage that it is not something new he is minting. It is there from the eons. There he says what I had told earlier, since then so many have purified. Now it is your turn. So Kale Natmani Vindati. From very long time people have been doing this, practicing this, and they have purified themselves. So knowledge purifies. This here is a little different. She says Sa Vidyaya Vinukte. No, knowledge only is called Vidya, but Vidya is different. So he said knowledge purifies, but freedom comes from the Vidya. So that will come later. But here he is saying Nahi Jnane, these are different names of the same. One way it is at one state is knowledge, it is somewhere it is Vidya, then ultimately it is, we are saying it is Tattva Gyan. So these are stages of realization. So he says this is how it is. Nahi Jnane Sadrisham Pavitram Vidyate. This is often quoted statement by people among the intellectual circle. There is nothing which purifies like knowledge. This is from where it is taken. Nahi Jnane Sadrisham Pavitram Vidyate. That there is nothing, means it is supreme in the form of purifying. Yeah, go ahead.
श्रद्धावान् लभते ज्ञानं तत्परः संयतेन्द्रियः ज्ञानं लब्ध्वा परां शान्तिम् अचिरेणाधिगच्छति.
So this is where you are asking. Shraddhavan lavante jnanam. If Shraddha is not there, you will not get any knowledge. That is the condition. This is the pot in which you keep knowledge. So Shraddha is that is verily you. That is why it is called Patra. Whether somebody has become Patra or not. So Patra has become. Otherwise we are there. So he says Supatra, Shraddhavan lavante. If you have Shraddha, then only you can receive knowledge. Tatpara sanyatendriya, those who are tatpar means who are ready, as we said, no, that day, that it is the keenness, readiness, things. Shushrusha sravanam, shushrusha, the keenness to listen, sravanam, then readiness to listen, grahanam, then this capacity to retain it, dharanam, to practice it in life. So then again, uhapo, knowing to and fro, this means for and against, that kind of reasoning. And then tattva artha vijnana, that this is apt here, this is not apt here. Tattva jnana, then you get that realization, tattva jnana, dhi lakshanam or dhi guna, that these are the qualities of your intelligence. When we say intelligence, science forth as wisdom. So dhi guna, these are the qualities which makes your intelligence ready to become wisdom. So what will happen? He says Shraddhavan lavante jnana tatpara sanyatendriya, those who are abstemious. Sanyatendriya means abstemious. Indriyas are in sanyam. Jnanam labdva, when they receive the knowledge. Param shantim chirena dhigachati. So they will get peace. How you know that you have got the knowledge? If you are at peace all the time. That means I have received the knowledge. Everything should know, some testing should be there, whether how much, okay. For a long time I am peace, so then something I have received. For some intermittent period I am at peace, okay, something has come yet. For always I am in peace, that means real knowledge has come to you. Because knowledge purifies, and then you become light, so you will always be in peace. Yes.
Ajñascha shraddadhanascha samshayatma vinashyati nayam lokosti na paro na sukham samshayatmana.
अज्ञश्च अश्रद्धानश्च, जो अज्ञानी है और अश्रद्धालु है, संशयात्मा विनश्यति, तो उसको संशय हो गए. See, the one who is ignorant and ashraddhalu is not devoted, so you will always have doubt. So it leading to one another. If you are ignorant and you are not devoted, both by ignorant you get knowledge, but if you are not shraddhalu, how you get knowledge? So he said agyascha ashraddhanascha. If he is ignorant, means there is no discernment. Agya here means the one who is not having that vivek. Ashraddhanascha, and shraddha is not there, then there will be sansaya. So sansayatma vinashyati, uto 10 times he says, because if you are not always doubt, then you are not there. Na ayam lokvastina param na sukham sansayatma. He says neither here nor there. Means when body is gone, then also, because your existence stays, there also you are not at peace, and here also you are not. Doubtful person is nowhere at peace. That's the point.
Yoga sanyasta karmanam jnana sanchinna samshayam atmavantam na karmani nibadhnati dhananjaya.
So yoga sanyasta karmanam jnana sanchinna sansayam. What does it mean? that by the yoga, your sannyasta karmani, that your karma has become like that of the sannyasi, or you have taken the karma sannyasi. Words are meaning is same. That you are not looking for the fruit of the karma, that is karma sannyas. That you have renounced everything, that is sannyas. So karma sannyas, same thing. Jnana sanchina sansayam. With the knowledge, you have removed all your doubts, sansaya. Atmavantam na karmani nivandhanti sananjaya. So you have become Atmavant. Like that goes, no, every day our column goes in newspaper. Atmavan, the third word is used. So the Atmavant. If somebody has that column is mostly the people who are already Atman. Now they want to progress further. That is what it is written there. So Atmavantam na karmani nivandhanti sanjaya. The one who has become Atmavan, no karma can snare that person. Bandhan nahi hota uska. He is not this thing gripped by the noose of the karma. What is this noose of the karma? That you are again, your tendencies again are like that, that you will again take birth and again by those ignorant means you will be driven. Because certain desires are left, certain things are left like that due to attachment, undue attachment we are saying. Okay? Because that we have all done thoroughly, that everybody has to do, nobody can stay without desire everything, but it has to be at right place. So he says, if you have become yoga sannyasta karmani jnana sanchina sansayam, you have become yoga sannyast, you have removed all your doubts through the knowledge, then atmavantam na karmani nivandhanti sanjaya. Atmavan you have become, then you will not be bounded by your karmas. Yes.
तस्मादज्ञान संभूतं हृत्स्थं ज्ञानासीनात्मनः चित्वैनं संशयं योगम् आत्तिष्ठोत्तिष्ठ भारत.
Tasmad jnana sambhutam hritastham jnanasnatmana. So he says, this, so because I have told you this is how you are, so by tasmad jnana sambhutam, whatever ignorance has come into your heart, because there should be, he is referring to the heart, he is not referring to the head, he is referring to the heart, because he knows the knowledge stays in heart, information stays in your head, but knowledge stays in your heart. So he says tasmad ajnana sambhutam hritastham jnana sanatmana. So asi means this sword. With this sword you kill all that ignorance, remove atmana. Chitvain sansayam, and you remove all that doubt from there. Through Atma Gyan, you remove all what doubt is there, what all ignorance is there in your heart. You kill that. Yogam matishthottisht bharat. Yogam atist means, atist means to sit. He said, by sitting in yoga, you get up. See, it is the way of speaking. If you are established into yoga, sitting, so you are established into yoga, atist to tist, baitho utho. So you get established into yoga, and utho means do your duty. Uttist Bharat. So here, by he is referring here him as Bharat, that you are the future of the India, you are the India, Bharat. Uttist Bharat. By establishing yourself into yoga, get up and do your work. So by same thing is coming back, and everywhere you see two things, finally you will see. Remove your doubt and don't be, that inertia should not. Remove your doubt, there should be no inertia, and move on. Once the doubt is removed, that you know I am a soul being. Nothing can happen to me. Now nothing can happen to me, then I should work. That's it.